We're going through!
The commander's voice was like thin ice breaking. He wore his full dress uniform.
His heavily braided white cap was pulled down rakishly over one cold gray eye.
We can't make it, sir. It's spoiled for a hurricane if you ask me.
Well, I'm not asking you, Lieutenant Berg. Throw on the power lights. Rev her up to 8,500. We're going through.
The pounding of the cylinders increased. The commander stared at the ice forming in the pilot window. He walked over and twisted a row of complicated dials.
Switch on number 8 auxiliary.
Switch on number 8 auxiliary.
Full strength on number 3 turret.
Full strength on number 3 turret.
The crew, bending to their various tasks in a huge 8-engine Navy hydroplane, looked at each other and grinned.
The old man will get us through.
The old man ain't afraid of
Not so fast! You're driving too fast. What are you driving so fast for?
Walter Mitty is an average man with an average job. He has a wife, a dog, and a sparse social life. But Walter Mitty has a problem. When left alone, he often finds himself
daydreaming. In this selection, the timid Walter Mitty has the simple errand of getting overshoes and puppy biscuits. But with a little imagination, he has numerous heroic adventures in his head.
So join us as we journey through the mind of Walter Mitty. Learn that imagination never dies.
In The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, a short story by James Thurber, copyright 1939.
You're up to 55. You know I don't like going more than 40. You're up to 55.
Walter Mitty drove on in silence. The roaring of the SN-202 through the worst storm in 20 years of Navy flying faded into the remote, intimate airways of his mind.
You're tensed up again. It's one of your days. Oh, I'd wish you'd let Dr. Renshaw look you over. Remember to get those overshoes on having my hair done.
I don't need overshoes.
We've been all through that. You're not a young man any longer. Why don't you wear your gloves? Have you lost your gloves?
It's the millionaire banker, Willington McMillan.
Yes? Who has the case?
Dr. Renshaw. We're having the devil's own time with McMillan. Obstetrician on the doctor tract. Tertiary. Wish you'd take a look at him.
Glad to. In the operating room, there were whispered introductions.
Dr. Remington, Dr. Mitty, Dr. Mixford, Dr. Mitty.
I read your book on strepto, stepo, flepto,
Streptothrombosis?
Oh, a brilliant performance, sir.
Thank you.
There was a huge, complicated machine with many tubes and wires connected to the operating table, which at this moment began to go, "Pocket-a, pocket-a, pocket-a, it's giving way! There's no one in these, so fix it!"
Ah, quiet, man!
He sprang into the machine, which at this moment was going, "Pocket-a, pocket-a, quick, pocket-a, quick!"
Oh, give me a fountain pen. There. That'll hold for 10 minutes. Get on with the operation.
Corpiosis has set in. If you take over, Mitty.
If you wish.
Back it up, Mac! Look out for the Buick! Wrong lane! Walter Mitty began to cautiously back out of the parking lot lane marked exit only. Leave her sit here, I'll put her away. Better leave the key. He kicked the slush of the sidewalk.
Oh, overshoes!
And he began to look for a shoe store. When he came out again with the overshoes in a box under his arm, Walter Mitty began to wonder, what was the other thing his wife had told him to get?
She had told him twice before they set out from their house for Waterbury. In a way, he hated these weekly trips to town.
He was always getting something wrong.
Kleenex? No. Razor blades? Toothpaste?
But she would remember it.
Where's the what's-its name? Don't tell me you forgot the what's-its name.
Perhaps this will refresh your memory. Have you ever seen this before?
Yes, this is my Webley Vickers 5080.
You're a crack shot with any known form of firearm, I believe.
Why, yes.
Objection! We have shown the defendant could not have fired the shot. We have shown that he wore his right arm in a sling on the night of the 14th of July.
With any known make of gun, I could have killed Gregory Fitzhurst from 300 feet with my left hand. Pandemonium broke loose in the courtroom. Ah, you miserable cur. Oh, cur. Puppy biscuits.
He stopped walking, and the buildings of Waterbury rose up out of the misty courtroom and surrounded him again. He went into an A&P, not the first one he came to, but the smaller one further down the street. Ding ding!
I need some biscuit for small, young dogs.
Any particular brand, sir? The greatest pistol shot in the world? Thought for a moment.
It says puppies bark for it on the box.
His wife would be through at the hairdresser's in 15 minutes. Mitty saw looking at his watch. He found a big leather chair facing a window. He put the overshoes and the puppy biscuit on the floor beside him. He picked up an old copy of Liberty and sank down into the chair.
Can Germany conquer the world through the air?
The cannon's gone to wind out of young Riley, sir.
Get him to bed with the others. I'll fly alone.
You can't, sir! It takes 2 men to fly the bomber. The Archies are pounding the heck out of the air. Von Richmond's circus between here and Solary.
But somebody's got to get to that ammunition dump. I'm going over.
War thundered and wine drowned the dugout. There was a battering at the door and a rending wooden splinters in the room.
Bit of a near thing.
The box barrage is closing in.
We only live once, Sergeant. Or do we?
It's 40 kilometers through, sir!
After all, what isn't?
The pounding of the hand increased. There was the rat-tat-tatting of the machine gun. And from somewhere came the menacing.
Pocketa, pocketa, pocketa. Goodbye. Farewell. Cheerio.
I will look over you in this hotel. Why do you die in this old chair? How do you expect me to find you?
Things close in.
What? Did you get the what's his name? The puppy biscuits? What's in the box?
Overshoes.
Couldn't you put them on in the store?
Well, I was thinking. Does it ever occur to you that I am sometimes thinking?
I'm going to take your temperature when we get home.
Wait here for me. I forgot something. Won't be a minute.
She was more than a minute.
Walter Mitty lit a cigarette. It began to rain. Rain with sleet in it. He leaned up against the back of the drugstore smoking. He put his shoulders back and his heels together.
To heck with the handkerchief.
He took one last drag of that cigarette and snapped it away.
Then, with that faint, fleeting smile,
Playing about his lips,
he faced the firing squad.
erect and motionless.
Proud and disdainful.
Walter Mitty, the undefeated, inscrutable to the last.